Hi, dear students. Welcome to an important concept in organic chemistry, that is reaction mechanism. Today, I'm going to talk about reaction mechanism. I will give you quite interesting examples with the concept learning in this session. That is, first of all, we have to know what is a reaction mechanism. I think that when you see a chemical equation, symbolic representation of chemical change. Okay, what will happens? Initially, reactants will be there, and finally, we will get products in a reaction. And what is this meaning of this one is nothing but the change is taking place from reactant to product is a chemical change. So, reactant generally consists of two species in this one. So, here I'm talking about reactants. The reactants must be at least two species. The reactants are at least two species. Then it is possible to understand this one. In the two species, one species we will call it as substrate. Do remember, one species we will call it as substrate. The another species we will call it as the reagent. The reagent. Now you can understand what is the interaction between the substrate and reagent. That is the reaction. That is, I'll write here. That is substrate plus reagent. Substrate plus reagent. When the process taken place, the change gives important substance, that is final product, that is product. This is what a general understanding about chemical reaction products. It is important for us to know not only what happens in a chemical change, but also know how it will happens, how this entire chemical reaction change place. What we have shown, this is how it takes place. We have to learn. And most of the reactions are complex actually in organic chemistry, and that complex organic chemical reactions study will do it. Yeah, intermediates, which may or may not be isolated. It means intermediates are nothing but generally very reactive. So here, one of the important term we will use, that is intermediates. During the reaction mechanism, they may or may not be isolated. Intermediates may or may not be isolated. May or may not be isolated, but the intermediates are generally, they are said to be very reactive in this reaction study. I'll just write, they are very reactive. Okay, so they react. What is the meaning of very reactive? Means they react readily with other species present in the environment to form final products. They react to, in the sense, they react readily. You can say the substances or intermediates react readily with other substances. That gives products in the reaction mechanism. And that detailed step by step description, we'll call it as reaction mechanism. So this detailed step by step, what we can call description, we will call it as reaction mechanism. That we'll call it as reaction mechanism. Reaction mechanism. Hope you understand what is reaction mechanism. That is nothing but substrate. First, it will convert into intermediate. Intermediate converts into products. Okay. Hope you understand this one now. So once again, I'll teach you what is the mechanism method. That is, a substrate is there. That substrate will be converted into intermediates. And that intermediates will be converted into products. Intermediates will be converted into products. So now when we talk about mechanism, is a hypothesis which explains various facts regarding chemical change. So what is the reaction mechanism? Main theme is the reaction mechanism. Main theme is nothing but that explains various facts regarding chemical change. What this mechanism will give us is that, but it will explains various facts regarding chemical change. Regarding chemical change. This is quite essential in our study. Okay. When you talk details about this one, the reactions of organic compounds usually involves in existing covalent bonds present in them and the molecules. So in this case, these changes may involve electronic displacements of bonds in case of organic compounds, organic reactions between covalent molecules. What they involve is, they involve electronic displacements in the bonds. Electronic displacements in the bonds, or that may involve breaking of bonds. Breaking of bonds. Or sometimes energy changes also takes place. Energy changes accompanying the cleavage of formation of new bonds. Energy changes accompanying the cleavage and formation of new bonds. Okay. So this is the quite interesting point when you're studying about organic reactions, the reactions between covalent molecules involve electronic displacements in the bonds. That indicates breaking of bonds, energy changes accompanying the cleavage, and formation of new bonds. What is the meaning of this one is nothing but to convert a substrate into a product, there should be separation of bonds existed in the substrate and formation of bonds between the new atoms. Okay, that in the products takes place. Okay, to understand clearly the mechanism of various organic reactions, what we required here is we require some knowledge about concepts. What are the we should know concepts like first concept I'll tell the name cleavage. I told one thing, that is cleavage. That means fission or breaking of covalent bonds. Cleavage of bonds. You can also call it as bond fission. Also, we need knowledge about nature of attacking reagents. Nature of attacking reagents. Not on that one, electronic displacements in bonds. Electronic displacements in bonds. So what kind of knowledge is required for us to understand the organic reaction mechanism is we should know the concepts like these three concepts: cleavage of bonds, nature of attacking reagents, electron displacements of bonds. These three very much required to understand the reaction mechanism. We should know the concepts like all these things to understand mechanism. Understand reaction mechanism. Okay. Hope you got the idea about this one, right? I think you got the point from this discussion. Shall we move to the next one? Yes, we will move to the next one. That is I'll talk about types of bond fission. That means cleavage of covalent bond discussion. Now we're going to talk. Okay. What I am going to talk now is types of bond fission. Types of bond fission. As you all know, one thing is quite interesting in this one. Bond fission is not only taking place in one step, it is of two steps. The one we will call it as homolytic fission. Homolytic fission. Usually this is called as symmetrical fission. Symmetrical fission. Or even we can call it as homolysis. Another name for this one is homolysis. The second thing is we'll call it as heterolytic bond fission. Heterolytic fission or bond fission, which is also called as heterolysis in this study. Heterolysis. I'm going to talk about homolytic fission. No. First, if you take homolytic fission, what are the things need to be understand here? The homolytic fission is, we have given symmetrical very clearly. This is another one. The covalent bond generally breaks up. In this case, each atom takes one electron each of shared pair electron. For example, two electrons are there. The bond breaks. A and B. If you take A, B, equally they'll share the electrons. That means A take one electron and B take another electron. That means whatever we are showing here, the bond between A and B, the electrons will be shared equally in this fission. That's called as homolytic fission. Results the formation of the species, dot species, they're called free radicals in this study. Free radicals. A dot and B dot are called free radicals. In general, if you write a key equation, like I'll give you CH3OH. If you just write like the CH3OH, if it undergoes homolytic fission, equally electrons shared, and resulting is nothing but methyl free radical and OH free radical. In this case, even they have provided us data information, that is delta H naught value, enthalpy, standard enthalpy. It's 92 kilocalories per mole given to us. What is the meaning of this one is, in this energy change also taking place in this discussion. So in this representation of equation, AB gives rise to A dot and B dot, and methanol converted into CH3 dot and OH dot and all. What we observed is homolytic fission or symmetrical fission or homolysis. In another general idea we have, neutral chemical species like A and B, if you take, they contain an odd unpaired electron. If you take produced by homolytic fission, covalent bonds, that odd electrons, what we have considered as A dot and B dot, this neutral species are nothing but free radicals generated, also called as odd unpaired electron. Odd electron species, odd electron species or unpaired electron species are called as free radicals. Are called as free radicals. Generation of free radicals takes place generally in homolytic fission is the meaning of this one. Another condition, one of the favorable conditions for this case is temperature should be, what are the favorable conditions? I will give you favorable conditions for this type of fission. First of all, temperature should be high temperature. Another one, this light of suitable wavelength is also required. light of suitable wavelength is required to observe the homolytic fission. Not on that one, whatever the A, B are there, the substances, they should be present in non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvent, because electronic attractions and all will get neutralized. That means if the polar case is there, means definitely electrons cannot be easily shared between equally between the atoms. Presence of peroxide or oxygen. Another condition is presence of peroxide or oxygen is also a good condition to observe the homolytic fission. Not on this one, we have substrate is there, na? The substrate ability to attacking reagent to produce radicals is also important. So here, another point I can say, high temperature and ability of this substrate. The AB is a substrate, definitely, and that should produce free radicals with the reagent is important. That is another condition for homolytic fission. Ability to form free radicals. Okay, that is another condition. This is regarding homolytic fission. Let us see. Heterolytic fission. I'm going to talk about heterolytic fission. See, in heterolytic fission, what happens? Suppose an electron pair is existed between A and B, and this electron pair, that means is a covalent bond, is broken in such a way that one species, either A or B, is deprived of its own electrons. Means one is less electronegative, the other one is more electronegative. Then this type of fission takes place. A will become negative completely, B will become positive completely. That means formation of ions takes place. Other species gains, one species gains, one species completely loses these electrons. Okay, these are ions. So oppositely charged species definitely forms in this discussion. When you take again this example like CH3OH, that bond between carbon and oxygen completely shift towards oxygen because of oxygen's electronegativity is more, then CH3 will become positive and OH will become negative. Okay. So CH3 is called as methyl cation. Methyl cation. OH means is called as hydroxide ion. Hydroxide ion. Okay. There's a formation of oppositely charged species definitely takes place in this heterolytic fission. In the case of organic compounds, what happens? positive charge is present on the carbon, then cation is formed. In this case, we have observed cation, methyl cation formation, and carbon with positive charge in the organic chemistry. Such a case we'll call it as carbocation. It's called as carbocation. And in the negative charge, suppose if the negative charge is observed in this case, like when you have observed this process CH3OH, suppose you observed negative charge over carbon, by chance positive charge on oxygen, the negatively charged carbon methyl anion, we will call it as methyl anion, and that negative charge is present on carbon, and OH minus and it is positive, it's called hydroxyl cation. Hydroxyl cation. But we'll study about carbon with negative charge only in this methyl anion. That is important in organic chemistry. That is called as carbanion. That is called as carbanion. So we saw carbocation, carbanion. These are actually intermediates. Both these are called as intermediates in our study of reaction mechanism. These are called as reaction intermediates. Most important point, reaction intermediates. So definitely the intermediate formation is important. That intermediate should convert into products. Okay. Let us discuss about some factors which favors the heterolysis. Favorable factors for heterolysis process. I'll tell you one thing, that electronegativity difference should be greater between A and B. Electronegativity difference should be more. I can say electronegativity difference should be more between A and B. In the general equation I am telling, between A and B. Okay. Not only less one, talking about heterolytic bond fission, that may give C plus or C minus, carbocation and carbanion is the reaction intermediate. Okay. So here what we have understand, that is mechanism of reaction in which heterolytic bond fission takes place. That mechanism called heterolytic mechanism. Another name is nothing but ionic mechanism. Ionic mechanism takes place, may gives C plus or C minus intermediates. Then only the heterolysis process takes place easily. So heterolysis favorable condition is ionic mechanism. Another thing is to get this kind of ions, energy is required, which is greater than the homolytic fission. So energy required for this fission is greater than homolysis. Homolysis energy. Okay. This is electrostatic force of attraction between the ions. Reason is electrostatic force between the ions. Now talking about the most important condition of favorable condition in this one is, first condition is low temperature is the favorable condition for this fission. Low temperature. Not in that one. We have the solvent. The solvent should be a polar solvent in this study. And coming to the catalyst, this will take place in the presence of acid or base as a catalyst. The presence of acid or base as a catalyst. Okay. Talking about polar nature of the substrate. So substrate could be polar, and that polar nature of substrate is important. Also attacking reagent. Attacking reagent. So these are the favorable factors you need to understand. You need to concentrate when you are doing heterolysis, heterolytic fission or heterolytic bond fission in the organic reaction, chemical reaction between covalent compounds. Okay. This is the end of this session. Coming session, talk about classification of reagents. Until, thank you.